Welcome to another episode of Open Minded Conversations, where we talk about, logical things, how to think logically about, issues, current events, religion, just social, problems, things we deal with, on a regular basis. Later on, we may talk about relationships. But tonight, I want to cover a very important topic. I want to cover religion. And the topic of this episode is, what is the true religion? I may do a part 2 or a part 3 to this discussion, because I think it's a very important topic that we discuss. And so, throughout the world, we have so many different religions. Like we see up here, we have Judaism, we have Christianity, we have Islam, Hinduism, Taoism, Buddhism, Sikhism, Confucianism, Shinto, I can't pronounce that one, Jainism, I think, Bahat, and Native spirituality. A lot of Native Indians, Native Americans, they had so many different religions within their community. Even going to, African culture, a lot of different religions, within that continent. And so, the question is, what is the true religion? A lot of us are raised in a certain religion that we're raised up in, and we feel that our religion is the true religion. And so the question is, how can you prove that your religion is the true religion? I often had these thoughts in my mind, even though I was raised in Christianity. I always had these questions in my mind, a lot of different questions in my mind about, Christianity. Is there really a God? How does God speak to me? Because there's a lot of very religious people in these churches. They say God spoke to me, and you like, what's God's voice? It's just so many different subjects within just religious talk. I was raised in Christianity. I still believe in the Bible, but I'm a little more open to different morals. I do respect a lot of the morals and the teachings of other religions. I've listened to people, and I've studied different religions like Islam, Buddhism, Judaism, Israelites. It's a lot of things that, practices that they do, that we really can learn from. I think, in a lot of different religions, we can learn from what they teach. Honestly, I remember one time, me and a certain group of my family, we was at the park, and we was having a cookout, and it was this Muslim family. They was in Islam. It was a Islamic family, and we turned around. They were playing volleyball. They were, playing kickball and what have you. And we turned around, and they was just, it was just quiet. And we turned around, and they was on their knees praying to Jerusalem. And I was like, in Christianity, we say a lot of stuff. We do a lot of stuff, but sometimes we can be, somewhat hypocritical with things. So, raised up in, Christianity, I go back, when we think about religion, A lot of different people are raised in so many different religions, whether it be Buddhism, Hinduism, so many different religions. And the question is, what is the true religion? And that's a deep question.
That's a good question.
Yeah. And so, being, I know, we know each other personally. We both raised in Christianity. How do you feel, if you talk to someone, you can prove that, Christianity is the true religion?
Well, for what we believe, I've always went by that, Jesus resurrected.
Mm-hmm.
For the simple fact, you can't, to this day, you can't really find Jesus' body. So, with other religions, no shade against them or anything like that. Anybody's entitled to believe what they want. But as far as like a resurrection, you can't find Jesus' body. So that right there says a lot. And not just being, in the church, but having your own, not, I won't say opinion, but relationship with God. So, I think that's what it is. I mean, but at the end of the day, you still have to decide what it is what you feel or what you know to be true.
Yeah, and I think a lot of things in the Bible, a lot of things have came to pass as far as events. Like they said, history repeats itself, and a lot of things that we read in the Bible, throughout our faith, it does come to pass. You think about Revelation. You even think about a lot of things in the Old Testament. A lot of things have came to pass, and I think that's how my faith, I receive my faith in the Bible and stuff like that, because a lot of things that it says in the Bible come to pass, and if you don't follow those things in the Bible, you see what happens. And it has that happen. It has that help you in your faith, saying that things that you do contrary to the Bible has affected your life. It has. And
this is the thing, man. One thing I want to say is that you have to know for yourself. However, you're still a work in progress. So there's things that God will show you, and so He may not show everybody else. But at the same time, it's about the experience. So when you have that experience, then you can know for yourself. Your parents they teach us, but at the end of the day, you still have to know what God is to you and the things that you do. So just like with me, I believe in God is a work in progress. But one thing I can say is, like you said, having that personal experience and what it's done for you makes you appreciate and makes you decide if this is something you want to do, not just something that your parents teach you to, but it's something that is for me.
And I think that's the important thing that we learn about God or whatever religion that people are, watching this video. It's a personal relationship with that God that you've believed in. So I try not to make this conversation very too biased, because we both from the Christianity faith. But it's it's all about a personal relationship with God. A lot of celebrities are getting into this universe. They saying I believe in the universe and stuff like that. What do you feel about that? They say I believe in the universe and stuff like that.
Well, I think that's for people who know that there's a higher power. Of course, we're all spiritual beings. You're going to believe in something or try to find out something that's much more than you. You know how they say that it's more than me. So you try to
Mm-hmm.
find a meaning in life. So the thing is, people gravitate to that for the simple fact that we're energy, and so they go by the law of attraction. And
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
that's part of what the Bible says. The Bible says, "Whatever a man thinketh, so is he." So they're
Mm-hmm.
practicing the law of it. It's a law,
Yeah.
just like the law of gravity.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that, and I'm not saying that with people who have a relationship with God, because some people relationship with God is something. But however, for the people who have a relationship with God would know that it's more than that.
Yeah.
It's really who they is who made the universe. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because the universe is really just an element.
Yeah.
But it will I will say this though, it will make you appreciate what the source is when it comes down to who you believe. And if you work with people on that kind of level, how much more will it work when you really know who's behind that, not just using that. Because you know
Yeah.
like who's behind, you know.
Yeah. And we learn in school in biology, and
Mm-hmm.
and we, they have our parents sign a paper.
Right,
Do you want your children to learn evolution and stuff
right,
like
right,
that? And we learned about the Big Bang theory, and I'm glad my parents, they was open to say, okay, you can learn this stuff because
right,
it's part of your curriculum,
right.
because it open your mind to. And I think it's important to learn other people's beliefs, so you can further understand,
Mm-hmm.
if your belief is right or wrong. you
Mm-hmm.
know I think it's
Right, right.
very important, as you get older, and
Mm-hmm.
you live in this world, that you kind of see God for yourself, because we all here for a specific purpose
Right.
in life, and we have to learn our
So
purpose. And
facts,
the thing
facts.
that we grow up in Christianity, and it's a lot of different rituals that we do in church. Some churches, they wash their feet.
Man, we used to do that in church.
Wash
We used to do that in church. Yeah.
wash your feet, and then
Right.
some people, they pour oil on them and stuff like that. And
Yeah, put that.
it's yeah, yeah, look, put the little dot, the
Put
cross.
the dot. Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Put the dot on the thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so people have their own rituals,
Right.
and then a lot of people have their own interpretations of the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you feel about that? It feels like, different denominations have their own beliefs in different things in the Bible.
Wow. Wow. You know what? Every denomination has something different. Of course, like we used to do washing, and then that was just something in the Bible. But then you do Holy Communion, and then that's something that a lot of churches do. That's what you're supposed to do. That at least because it's commemorating the birth. I mean, not the birth, but the death of Jesus Christ. But
Yeah.
I think a lot of that stuff is just something of old because it's tradition.
Mhm.
So now that you have new generation,
Mhm.
of course, you know, they should understand the tradition. However, I think that you should make room for the younger generation to express themselves as long as it's not, you know,
Yeah.
causing a division per se. As long as it's pointing to Christ, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
But far as that was just tradition. It was of an importance, but it wasn't the main thing.
Yeah.
So the thing is that because like for our church, when we realized we didn't have to do that,
Yeah.
we left an assembly that was a part of that, and a lot of the times it just went by a guideline. It didn't go by the actual scriptures
Mm.
per se. I
Yeah.
mean, so yeah,
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
have changed, but I think as
Yeah.
long as the message is clear about,
Yeah. And in contrast to that question, I think a lot of people have left the church because I think a lot of these churches, especially when we get to today's time, mega churches, you know, their priorities seem like they're in the wrong place. You know, it's more about membership. It's more about bring me the money, you know, to the plate, instead of you know, as we say, relationship with God. You know, how do you feel about, you know, today's modern church, the way, you know, Christianity is compared to, you know, early, even when we was, you know, raised up in church?
Well, they say history repeats itself.
Yeah.
You know, there's always been stuff going on in the church, but I think like even now it's become more so that, you know, the churches become more, not all churches, but a lot of churches become more worldly for the simple fact that they're looking for validation. And so, you know, it's been things that have been compromised in order to get a lot of people. It you know, it's about a lot of things except things that make people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
People want to hear something that is good for their ears, but the thing is that if somebody says, "Hey, look, if you sow a seed, then you get this much," so they put so much faith into thinking that, okay, I'm gonna get this right away. But then the reality check is that they spent their last money hoping and believing. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't work. That hasn't worked for somebody. But for somebody who needed that money for like bills or something, and they just was holding on to some faith, and then they was promised, you know, this blessing and this miracle.
Yeah.
It just, you know what I'm saying? And so it's something. I mean, you know.
Yeah, and you know, the Bible says, you know, people that believe the Bible, it says that, you know, you render out to Caesar what is Caesar, and what's God's. And I think a lot of people, you know, they kind of idolize their pastor, you know, pastors in these churches. And you know, they said the pastor told me to get, you know, put my whole check, you know, in the plate. And you know, God didn't tell you, but the pastor told you to put it in the plate.
Right.
Yeah.
God is the and then they'll do the second. They're like, look, I know you got it. You know, it'd be like the second offering. Then they'll do a third one.
We need $15 more. Come on, reach down, way down in your pocket.
They're like, come on, I know you can do better than that.
Yeah,
I know you can do better than that. I know you can.
I'm like, what if I need this for gas money?
There was a story about somebody. I think my dad had told this story. He said that the pastor asked for somebody, the person gave their last, and they were promised something, and then guess what? Their lights cut off. Yeah. They were supposed to use that to keep their light bill on, and their lights cut. They've been in the dark.
Oh, wow.
And you know, but it's benefit. See, the thing is this. You right, because see, remember when somebody was saying, "Church, bless the people who wanted to give but couldn't give."
Yeah.
God blesses a cheerful giver. The Bible says.
Yeah.
Now, if you give, check this out. Let's say if somebody gave $10, right?
Yeah.
But it was with a cheerful heart.
Yeah.
But if somebody gave $100, right, and they did not give it with a cheerful heart, they gave it because they know that when they give it, somebody's going to say, "Oh, such and such, gave us this," and there's nothing wrong with that. But if that person's intentions of giving $100 was just mainly to be acknowledged, not with a cheerful heart, God is going to honor the one who gives $10 because of the heart.
Yeah, and that's an issue, you know. That's an issue too, because you know the people that, and I've heard, you know, people that give the most in church, they feel like they get treated better than people that don't give as much, and you know that's an issue in the church as well. And so it's a dangerous thing when, especially Christianity, we get more into money instead of relationship with God. I think that's a very big issue, and a big reason, because I've seen a lot of podcasts, and they ask why black men don't go to church no more, and that's the main issue because sometimes the pastor get in between a couple, a relationship, and then sometimes we see it's a lot of contradiction in the church, especially these days, and the Bible speaks against the community. I'm just gonna say the community. Right. I don't want to get in trouble with the community, right. But Bible talks about against the community, but it's a lot of churches where the pastor is in that community, and so right. it's a lot of hypocrisy in the kingdom, and it's just we just gotta have a direct path in these things.
Right. I mean, cause see, the thing is this. Once again, the main focus have been off of God.
Yeah.
And on what people can bring and who they can bring in the church.
Yeah.
So they won't talk about certain things because they know that if they do, then the word. See, the word is from God. The word we're just hearers and doers of the word.
Yeah.
The word is not it's not a popular thing. It's not going to feel good or anything like that. That's why it's from God.
Yeah.
So the thing is that, but if somebody takes that and add or subtract to it, then you're not going to really show what it is you need to show because you're nitpicking God's word in order to fit the agenda of what you want.
Yeah.
And God doesn't want that. He's not pleased with that. So my thing is that it's good peace. I hate to say it, but it's like, hey, look, I don't want to do this with this. I'm not going to go against the fruit because I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose no followers.
And also, I know a lot of people that's watch this video, and you're in different religions, and how do you, Steve? How do you approach someone that's from a different religion, and how do you witness? Are you open to them? How do people feel that they receive the message from you as being in Christianity?
Yeah, well, one thing is that if we talk about religion and we talk about it, you ever hear somebody say two things you don't talk about: religion and politics?
Yeah.
Because it can cause a separation, and people should be able to. What's crazy? Just like politics, you should be just the fact that you have the right to choose that's a right. You have a right.
Yeah.
And that's actually good. That's free.
That's a good point. Yeah.
But when it comes down to what you believe, the thing is that you believe what you believe. Now that person, you don't force your beliefs on that person. You push them away. But you show them why it is you believe what you believe. Now what they believe, you respect that by listening to it. Now if they're open for a conversation and if they ask you, well, why you believe this, then you tell them. But you have to be led to do that. So I have friends who are different religions and stuff like that, and they have respect for mine. I respect them because they have their own. Just because I'm not in their religion doesn't mean that I don't respect them. So when they see that kind of respect and love, a lot of times they'll be like, oh, okay, well, wow, well, you know what? This Christian over here was judging, and that's why I would not become a Christian. Because you know what I'm saying? Because you're telling me what I should and should not believe. Who are you? You know what I mean? Like that. And the thing is that we don't do that. We're supposed to represent in love. So we don't force nothing. We just tell them what we believe and tell them, hey, look, it's not a cake in the wall. Like, you're not going to be perfect. You're not going to cross every T out of the eye. But with what you believe, you're progressing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I think I
And
just answered the question.
yeah, I feel like that too. I feel like, a lot of people that especially in, Christianity, they feel like they have to make, and there's nothing wrong in a sense, but a lot of Christianity, they feel like, oh, my religion is the superior religion.
Right.
You have to bow down to my God, and if you don't believe my God, you in damnation.
Right.
And that's not a way to witness to people about
Right.
Christianity.
I see that a lot at the beach.
Yeah. Yeah.
You go there and people be like, well, if you don't do this, and it's like, yo,
Yeah.
you're running so many people away by doing that. And I know they mean well, but you can't just see if you don't come in love. If you don't, and if you're just attacking, then you're just pushing that person away. You're giving them every reason to why not to even like consider. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because if it's like that,
Mhm.
it's like why do I? You know what I'm saying? Why would I even want to do that? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you have to let people decide what they want to, because they have free will, just like we have free will.
Yeah.
And so if they get to a part in their life where maybe this is not for me, then you know what I'm saying, that's something that God will deal with them on. However, what we can do is pray for people, but at the same time, just the fact that they have the right to believe, you have to give them that. Because I mean, we could tell them what it is,
Yeah.
but they still have to make that decision. And so you do that by not attacking them. You do that by just showing them why you believe in what God has done for you.
Okay.
And you planted the seed. So
yeah. And appreciate you for being on this show tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And I got one last question, and you can respond to it, whichever way you want to. But the last question is, what God means to you, in your personal walk.
Powerful question.
Yeah.
What God means for me is consistency.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, consistency. That means the stuff that when I want to quit, God endures through. And so in life, there's things that we may not understand everything. We may not have the energy, or you might be stuck in life, but God has always reminded me through just waking up that He's not done with me. And so if you did something just by just encouraging somebody or saying hello to somebody or making somebody's day, God has used you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we have things in life that God has gifted us with, and He wants to use us. But don't neglect the small things that you may overlook or may think people have overlooked, because it doesn't bring any kind of value. Everything that you do that would encourage a person's heart, God is using it. So what God means to me is unconditional love, never giving up on me, but reminding me of why He's using me when I feel like I can't be used, when things in my life would consider me unworthy. But it was never about me, it was about Him.
Yeah. And I appreciate you for being on this episode. And we gonna you had something else to say?
Well, I wanted to say congratulations, man, on your new channel.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, like that. I appreciate you having me on the show. You know what I mean? I just know that God is elevating it.
Appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? So keep going and stuff, and just watch how God just keep adding and adding and adding. So
yeah,
man.
And so the concept of this channel is just open conversations, logical conversation about we gonna get into relationships, get into all types of things that's going on. And we're gonna have part 2. Appreciate you for being on this show tonight on Open Minded Conversation. And until next time, all right, peace.
All right.